Good job. This is the Chris that I knew would come out today. This is the Chris who tells the truth because you're a truth teller.
Hi, this is Kimberley. Today's video is part 5 in the Christopher Magoo Kilowatts like series. This is where I crop the frequently used word like out of Pinhead's recorded conversation in the days following the disappearance of his lovely pregnant wife Shanann and his 2 young daughters, Bella and Celeste. Saying like gives Ding Dong time to consider what lie he's going to make public next. It's also sort of a vindication word. You're not saying it is so. You are saying it is like this, but not necessarily this. You know, a CYA thing, cover your ass. I've again carefully listened to the extended periods of silence in these jailhouse police station recordings. They're not really jailhouse recordings, they're police station recordings. But anyway, let me say that again. I have again carefully listened to the extended periods of silence in these recordings so you don't have to, because I value your time. There was nothing of interest that you missed, and even though it was not alike, I've cropped it out, all of the pauses, all of the silence, as I did in other non-critical areas throughout Pinhead's day at the Frederick police station. That sounds like a storybook for children, doesn't it? Got my wheels turning. Anyway, this is why these extended periods of silence, why I couldn't just sit and watch the polygraph videos in their entirety. There was just too much dead air time, and I'm ADD and impatient and all that kind of, I wanted it to flow as one fluid conversation, and it does now. From my doing, so please don't tell at me and type at me and say, God, they're talking nonstop. They're not taking a breath. That was my goal. I hate having to wait for things. Spit it out, damn it. Say it. That's the way I like it. Nonstop talking. Can't you tell that I like nonstop talking? Do y'all find me irritating or tedious? If so, please click the timestamp below the video in the description box. There, you can now listen to a grown man whine. You're welcome. I do end today's video right at the point where Coder and Tammy just finally had to go and get Daddy. I mean Papa Ronnie. And I'm going to save Papa Ronnie for his very own video, okay? I like categories too, even though I'm a jumbled up. I try to be organized. Y'all have heard my struggles. But anyway, let me get back to this. But for now, today, we are still in the same Frederick Police Department, colorless, drab, windowless room that Dingus has been placed in and locked in all day. They are trying to drive him mad with the boisterously clicking wall clock. However, it does not register with him because his antenna does not pick up all the channels, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Dunderhead is one to just sit there all day, being the ever-obedient bonehead. Tammy told on Birdbrain for lying. She brought Coder in, and then he and Tammy tag-teamed P-Brain, and he responded being all histrionic and stubborn and shit. I want everybody back, and that's the God's honest truth. I'm surprised he didn't get struck with lightning, honestly. He said that at least twice, and promised he was telling the truth no less than 3 times. What does this tell you about his character? Then, when Half-Wit wouldn't stop yakking about his sexy empanada, and he was boastfully proclaiming his love for her at the top of his lungs, Coder snapped. He had to rein him in and told him to shut the fuck up and get back to your missing wife and daughters. Soon after, Mr. Coder, FBI Special Agent Mr. Coder, in the midst of piling on thick and syrupy compliments, he fucked up. I mean, he made an error. A blunder, I guess, because he kept using a big word, and big words intimidate Pinhead. The big word he was using was misunderstanding, and he kept talking about it. He kept bringing it up. And for some reason, Piss Poon Pop just blew a gasket. If they had been playing Monopoly, he would have just flipped the board and sent the houses, hotels, and paper money. It would have just went flying all over that windowless, colorless room with the clock ticking ever so loudly. But this video today, if I'm getting off track, it picks up where Birdbrain has just finished the polygraph. And he's like, whew, glad that's over. Earlier that morning, he picked up Daddy from the airport and they went straight to the police station because they're good citizens, and Daddy said, just answer their questions, son. Son, good God Almighty, son, just answer the questions. And I guess he forgot to say truthfully because he answered questions, but we all know how it went. But now we get to hear it just bing, bang, boom, without the word like and without the pauses. So, Pinhead does not consult a lawyer, even though CBI agent Tammy Lee explained in painfully slow detail how he, Pinhead, as a citizen, is not only entitled to legal counsel, they will help him get it at no cost if he can't afford it. And he can even leave the police station whenever he wants. Go get a Happy Meal. I'm going home. None of your business. Just walk out. You don't owe them an explanation. But apparently that didn't process with him. And he tells Tammy when it's finally over, he's like, my feet feel like they're sweating through my shoes. She's like, that's amazing considering you're wearing flip-flops. And you'll hear her say, well, I'm going to go grade the test, and then the door slams. This is where I step in and shape Christopher Stumblebum Kilowatts' audible speech that stutters and stammers and tangles and tumbles out of his lion mouth and tarnishes the universe into something more manageable. Now, I didn't fix it all. Again, I only removed the word like from his sentences that he was able to fully form, and his tiresome long dramatic pauses with zero talking. And whenever he would say something and he didn't really want you to hear it, he'd slam on the table. I don't know what he was slamming, but maybe his phone or something. His work phone. I don't know. There would be long, dramatic pauses with zero talking, chairs sliding across the floor, and clatter noises from Tammy while she loudly gathered her $6,000 gaming device and her laptop and zipping and unzipping bags and gaming bag, laptop bag, and gathering of power cords. Oh, I forgot my cords. Come back in, door slamming. Tammy's just running in and out of the room all fucking day. So I cropped that shit out, furniture rearranging, square dancing, and softened door slams. I tried to cut out background noises and that damn tick-tock of the wall clock. Hey, that rhymes. Tick-tock of the wall clock. It can be part of Pinhead's storybook. I deleted the pauses, such as when Coder told Pinhead to breathe and take a deep breath, and there was like a full minute and a half pause while Pissface first tried to remember how to breathe. And I was like, fuck that shit. Up and down the volume go, from whispering to shouting and door slamming in 2 seconds flat, all of that. Besides annoying, it was interfering with listening to the exchanging of pleasantries. I cut as much horse shit out of this recording as possible. I had to raise the volume when Coder would talk in a confidential tone to his new buddy Chris Kilowatts, telling Knucklehead what a good boyfriend he is to butter him up and make him all soft and doughy and pliable. And I hope I did it justice, this video recording today, audio, with my amplifying and decreasing the volume. It truly was all over the place. I started this project over, I don't know, maybe 12 times. I even said fuck it twice. And then I come back to it, 'cause I don't quit shit. It'll nag at me, you know? So every time I decide to do a project and I'm always excited and gung-ho and, hey guys, this is what I'm gonna do, I end up regretting it at some point. And I hate this freaking part, and I'm at it now. Can you hear it in my voice? I have reached my point, my breaking point, which I have chosen to not take out on you. Perhaps I will do another video audio thingy, you know, the stuff I do, where I delete the other meaningless filler words and sounds, because Hammy was between her likes and you knows. I want to crop those out. It'll make me feel better if I crop those out. Whether y'all want to listen to that is something else, but I feel the need. I find those to be quite distracting and add nothing to my presentation. I know I may appear to be a master audiographer, DJ type of person, but I Google shit. Google is your friend, remember that. Bleach is your friend. That's another subject, but Danielle knows. My daughter, she goes by anonymous on here. I just ratted her out. She will tell you bleach is your friend. But she told me something upsetting about a month ago, that she's been stepping away from bleach. Now I hope it was only, maybe it was fabric softener. Anyway, that's all another subject. Before she calls me up and cusses me out, there's more than her that goes by the name Anonymous, so don't blame shit on her that's not her, okay? Please, I love you. I am not a one-trick pony. I'm all talented in shit. Furthermore, I'm fluent in 3 languages: English, sarcasm, and profanity. And I just realized my life has turned out better than CW's life. Checkmate, bitch. So I gotta go now. Much love and peace. Thank you for listening.
Read normal. Regarding Shanann's disappearance, do you intend to answer all of the questions truthfully?
Yes.
Were you born in 1985?
Yes.
Before 2018, did you ever say anything out of anger to a loved one?
Yes. No.
Do you know where Shanann is now?
No.
Are you now in the state of Colorado? Before 2018, have you ever wanted to hurt someone to get even with them?
No.
Did you physically cause Shanann's disappearance?
No.
Is your first name Christopher?
Yes.
Before 2018, did you ever lose your temper with someone you cared about?
No.
Are you lying about the last time you saw Shanann?
No.
Portion of the test is complete. Please remain still while I take the instrument out of operation. All right, how'd you feel? Same as all of it?
I think it was the same to everything.
For you?
Kind of hard to relax.
I know, I get it. And stick that leg straight up for me.
I just feel like feet sweating through my...
Right. You have a flip-flop, bud.
I don't know, I'm a hot person.
Can you put your arms up like you had them before for me? Perfect. So I need to go grade this.
Okay.
So I will... Do you need to use the restroom or anything again?
I'm good right now.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm going to take them out with me.
Okay.
Are you good with your water or you want another drink?
I'll just...
Grab a Gatorade?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Can we get that door? Or you... Okay.
I got it, thank you.
Yep.
Remember I told you about technology? My computer just died, so.
Oh.
I'm going to grab my power cord real quick.
Okay.
Do you have any crackers or anything?
No, I'm fine,
Are
thank
you sure? Okay. Hey, sorry, my computer was being a
You're fine.
turd.
Trust me.
I'm just going to pack this up, and then the FBI guy, Graham,
Okay.
that you've been talking to, he's going to come in and we're going to chat, okay?
Okay.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
You need anything? Crackers, water, Mountain Dew? I totally will give you a Mountain Dew.
No, I'm good.
Ruin that streak for you.
Can't break that streak.
No restroom or anything?
Not right now.
Okay.
My dad out there, is he leave?
I bet Grandma.
Okay.
I'm not even sure. I'm sure hotels. We come packing hard, so it takes a while to pack all this stuff up.
Okay. You want me to turn my phones on now or just leave them be?
It's up to you. If you want to, that's fine.
Tell her her mom probably tried calling me probably at least 5, 6
I
times.
think she's called the detective quite a few times too.
Okay.
I don't blame her. Did she know you were coming in here today? No. Who knew you were coming in?
Nick and Amanda, I was at their house, and then my dad.
Oh, okay. What'd your dad say about it?
So just do what they ask. Just ask like whatever questions they have. Just do what they ask.
Mhm.
That's my favorite
And you
picture.
did.
That's my
Oh, let me see.
favorite picture.
Oh my god. They're adorable. They're way bigger than I thought. I think I saw a picture of them on the news and they were much tinier.
Which
I don't know if it was a family photo or
Okay, that was no, that was this year.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh, they looked so much smaller.
Sorry, there's no trash can in here.
Oh, that's okay, I'll take them out. Do you want another one?
Oh, no, you're fine.
Okay. I'm just gonna grab that pad that you're sitting on.
Okay, sorry about that. Why didn't try to turn my phone on? There's like no service in here. Oh, my work phone, yeah, because it's Verizon, but AT&T dead over here.
You're still getting stuff from work, like, you need to be doing this or that?
No, just everybody's checked out now, as far as for the day.
Did they tell you that? Like, when
Well,
you check out?
we have a group me app.
Oh, uh-huh.
So like, you know, I usually send out a text about 1:30, so everybody's doing. And about 2:30, the domino starts to fall, people start to check out and everything. There's always that one person that's, you know, like, all right, do I check out now or wait? I don't be the first one to leave and all that kind of stuff. So.
Do they feel bad if they're the first ones to leave?
One of the guys usually does, but there's always one guy that likes to stay and try to justify overtime too.
Right.
But they've been very supportive.
Good.
Like there was a.
Then that lets you know that that's the place you should be working, you know?
Yeah.
I think someone talked to Luke and he was like, you know what, family first, whatever, so it makes you feel good, you know, that there's bosses out there that are like that.
Yeah.
Because you don't always find them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna run this stuff out real quick.
Okay.
Did you miss a bunch of calls from Shannon?
I can't tell because there's no service. Once I get out of here, it'll probably just blow up.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, do that.
Oh my gosh, I did forget part of it, didn't I? So I brought Graham in here because we want to talk to you about the results, okay?
Okay.
So, it is completely clear that you were not honest during the testing, and I think you already know that. You did not pass the polygraph test.
Okay.
Okay. So now we need to talk about what actually happened. And I feel like you're probably ready to do that.
I didn't lie to you on that polygraph, I promise.
Chris,
I know.
Chris, stop.
Just
stop for a minute. Take a deep breath. I want you to take a deep breath right now.
There's a reason you feel sick to your stomach. And when people hold stuff inside, it makes you physically ill. And I can just tell on your face, I could tell from the second you walked in that you were wanting to just come clean and just be done with this. And I appreciate that because you knew sitting down in that chair that you weren't going to pass today. And you knew I was going to find out because I told you that. And then you continued to stay knowing that you could at the end say, you know what, I just need to get this off my chest. Like, I just need to tell you what happened. We're not here to play games. We're not here to do any of that with you. We just want to know what happened. So can you start from the beginning and tell us what happened?
Everything that I've told you, I did not lie on this polygraph. I don't know how much I could tell you right now. I did not.
It's not even an option right now because you did not pass the polygraph, so I know you were being deceptive. So that's not even an issue right now. The issue right now is what happened to Cheyenne, Bella, and Celeste. That's the issue right now.
Okay.
Okay. So let's talk about that. I know you want to tell us. I can see it in your face. Holding this lie in is going to do nothing for you.
I know this. I'm not trying to cover things up.
Yeah, but you kind of are, because it's normal. Normal people would do that. Normal people that make a mistake initially are going to go, I don't know what you're talking about, I didn't do anything. That's normal. I would expect that. It's just like if you ask your kid, you know, did you write on the wall? And they go, no. And you're like, you have a marker on your hand. Like, I know you just wrote on the wall. And they're like, oh, okay. That's a natural reaction that someone's going to initially lie about something like that and then eventually tell the truth. So this is your eventually telling the truth time. This is where the rubber meets the road, Chris. Like, don't let this continue any longer, please.
I'm not trying to make anything continue. Like, I want them back home.
But you know they're not coming back home. You know that.
I don't know in the back of my head. I hope they come back home.
But you know they're not.
I hope they come back home.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know they're not coming back home.
Chris, Timmy and I are confused. Okay. And here's what we're confused about. I told you that we've done some work overnight.
Yes.
I told you that we've got a lot of leads. Okay. That wasn't a lie.
I know.
We know a lot more than you think we do. Okay. And here's where we're confused. You're this great guy. And I'm not just telling you that. Okay. I'm telling you that because everyone tells us that. Okay. We can't find anyone to say anything bad about you. Chris is a great guy. He's a good father. He's a good man. We're confused as to why you're not taking care of your beautiful children.
I'm not taking care of them right now.
Right now. Where are they?
I don't know where they're at. Honestly, I do not know where they are at. If I could have my babies back home right now, I would. I want them back. I want everybody back. That is the God's honest truth.
So let's keep talking about your family. Okay? We just can't figure out why there's two Chris's. Okay? We talked about that last night.
Yes.
We just can't figure it out. There's a Chris. Okay? If somebody asked me my kid's child routine, I would say, I don't know, go after them all. That's the truth, right? And so it is very surprising to me, and it warms my heart that you're the type of dad who can pack a bag in the morning, and you know just what to put in there, and you know just what to put in there as a backup in case they have an accident. Okay, you know what the clothes to put in there, you know what they have for breakfast, you know what they have for a snack, and a dinner, and a nighttime snack. You can tell me the book you read to your daughters, okay? I know you love them, and you're not faking that, are you? It's real, okay? There's a lot of guys who come in here and try to tell me that, and I know they're lying, okay? Because they can't answer those questions that you can answer, okay? But you're in here today lying about something else. We need to talk about that, okay?
I cheated on her.
I know, and this is very good.
I'm not proud of it. I didn't think anything like that could happen. I didn't think I'd ever do it, but I did.
I know, keep going.
And she accused me of it. I denied it. I cheated on her, and I feel horrible for it. She was pregnant, and it was, I didn't hurt her. I cheated on her. I hurt her emotionally. I cheated on her, and I feel absolutely horrible about this, but that's what I've been holding. When I didn't go to the Rocky game, I was with her.
Okay.
I went to dinner with her.
Okay, keep going.
That 5 weeks I was alone, I was with her most of the time.
Okay, you're doing a good job. This is the Chris that I knew would come out today. This is the Chris who tells the truth, because you're a truth teller.
I'm going to tell you I fell out of love because I fell in love with her.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, that's God's honest.
Who is her?
I don't want to get her involved in this. I don't want to ruin her life. Like, it's something like this. I don't want her involved in this.
Okay, so can we talk about that a little bit?
Yes.
I knew that you would say you didn't want to get her involved. Because you'd like to take care of people.
She's a wonderful person. Like, I mean, she knew I was married, yes. And I told her we were going through issues, yes. And I told her that, we were going to get, at the end, we were going to get separate. Once I figured out what that was, I didn't know what that was going to be.
I know.
I had no idea. I saw her, took my breath away, and I'd never thought in a million years that could happen.
I know.
I know you think I'm a pig or not, but I never felt that way about anybody in my lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Chris, that's not your fault, man. Can we do this? I know you want to take care of her because you're the type of guy who takes care of women. It is. You took care of your wife, you took care of your daughters, you were very good at taking care of her, and you want to take care of her. So can we make a deal? I don't think this girl did anything to hurt anybody, but I can't walk out of here wondering. So can we leave her out of it?
Okay.
And get back to your wife and your daughter.
Okay.
Where are they?
That I do not know. That was what I was holding back. I didn't know what I did. I know.
Chris, in the interview today, you weren't asked about infidelity. You were asked about...
I was holding back from last night.
That's not why you feel today.
That's not how that works. You would have reactions to every single question, not just the ones that we talked about being important.
The ones you wanted me to lie about, is that what you're talking about?
No, the ones about her appearance and knowing where she's at and about seeing her last.
I was not lying about those things.
Can I tell you what I think?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going into that interview today with Tammy, where we strapped you in. We knew all about Nikki. Okay? All about her. And you're doing a very good job right now. Because you didn't have to tell us about it, but you did.
I couldn't hold that in anymore.
I know. We could see it on your chest and in your eyes. Okay? Here's the challenge that we have. We knew about Nikki, and so we didn't need to ask you about her in the polygraph. We just didn't need to, because we knew. Okay? And so that's why we didn't ask you, because we already knew the answer. Okay? We're very, very worried about your daughters and your wife.
I am too.
Okay? So can I tell you maybe, based on the people that I've talked to, and Tammy's talked to, based on all the investigations we've done, based on your cell phone, both your cell phones, your wife's cell phone, Nikki's cell phone, okay, based on talking with family members and friends, and based on talking with everyone, here's what we know, okay? And I'm not going to lie to you right now. Here's what we know, okay? Chris is a good man. Everyone said it, okay? I'm not just telling you that because I want to blow smoke here. You're a good man, okay? Nobody can fake answers about packing a backpack. Nobody. You either pack a backpack for your kids or you don't, okay? This should have been the happiest time of your marriage, okay? You and your man. This should have been the happiest. She's making a little money. She's making good money. You're making great money. You both have a job. You have beautiful kids. You have a beautiful house. You're in Colorado. Clean air, good people, okay? And on top of that, you look pretty good now. You're pretty fit, okay? This should have been a time in your marriage where you guys were happy and thriving and productive, okay? And I believe that Shanann's the reason none of that happened. I believe that she's a controlling person. Maybe doesn't listen to you as much as she should. I think that she can do whatever she wants and you can't, okay? I think if you were to go to a restaurant, she would order whatever the hell she wants. And as soon as you order a nice steak, she says, whoa, buddy, okay? A woman that lets her man do all of the backpack packing and all of the cooking.
I'll do all the cooking, but she cooks. I do like things here and there.
Okay? Because you're a good person. And
about
Yeah. And the other thing I think is interesting is, even though she is that type of person that's controlling, doesn't listen, does what she wants, is walking away from her kids, here you are defending her. Because to your core, you want to take care of the people you love. Okay? And that's the reason why we want to give you an opportunity today to just help us find them. Okay? Will you do that for us?
that. I'll do whatever I can to help to find where they're at.
Okay. So when she asked you, do you know where they are, or are you going to tell the truth about where they are, you failed miserably.
Okay.
Why?
I'm a nervous person. Like every question I asked, every question that felt I couldn't say the right thing.
That's not how the polygraph works.
I don't know what it reads through. I know she was saying about the autonomy of the process. I don't know where they're at.
Chris, right now your dad's outside. He flew across the country to help you. Okay? You're lying to him. You're lied to everyone you talk to. And they all bought it. Will you please help us find your babies?
I want to find them. I've told you over and over, I want to find everyone.
Can we go back to that night?
Yeah.
You know that we have texts, and we know that there's an Alexa in your house, and you know that those are trained to record distress.
Okay.
You know that we know the content of Nikki's text messages and your text messages and Shanann's text messages, okay?
I didn't know you knew who Nikki was until right now. So.
Okay. Tell us about that night again, and please tell the truth this time.
I told you the truth. I promise I've told you the truth. Woke up at 4 o'clock. I woke up, got dressed, got ready. 4:15, me and Shanann talked about the house, about separation.
Did you guys talk about Nikki?
She accused me of, all right, is there somebody else?
Sure. You denied it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she brought up, why was there a $68 charge on dinner the other night?
Okay.
Was there 2 of you?
And that was with 2 of you, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
That's Nikki.
Okay. So it sounds like at that time there was maybe you weren't quite ready to just say, man, this is everything.
I couldn't say it.
Okay.
We were already crying hard enough. I couldn't say that.
Okay. What did you say?
I just told her, this separation has to go. I want a separation.
Okay. Was it her idea to sell the house or yours?
She initiated the realtor the week before in an email.
Why?
Because we were talking about the marital issues. She's like, well, you can't afford to live on her own. Well, she can't afford to live on her own. I can't afford to live on my own. So we need to contact Ann.
Okay. See. And who'd you contact?
Well, she contacted Ann, our realtor.
Ann?
Yeah.
Okay. Would Ann say the same thing, that your wife initiated the contact?
Yeah.
Okay.
She would. And then on Monday, I texted her to see if what she could do.
Okay.
And that's in there too. You probably already knew that.
Tell me about the pregnancy. Was that your idea or hers?
She said she was about 80-20. Well, I only did the pros and cons of it. After she got pregnant, she told everybody that it was mainly my idea.
Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted a boy.
Did you want to get pregnant? Okay.
And then after the fact, she said it was mainly me that wanted it, and she was about, she was 70-30 against it at that point. She would tell her friends that.
Yeah.
And I was like, what, 70-30 against it? Why?
Okay. Can you understand that some of this just doesn't make sense to us? Okay. How is it possible that a woman and 2 kids are just completely gone off the face of the earth?
Honestly, I have nothing on my hands that I did nothing to those kids or her to make them vanish.
So tell me what happened then. I believe you that you did nothing on your hands. What happened?
When I left, I mean, it's on video that I left and I was in my truck. I didn't load anything into my truck besides my tools, my container, my book bag, my water jug, my lunchbox.
Okay. But then what happened?
I drove out of the driveway.
No, before you drove out of the driveway. What happened with your wife and your kids?
I didn't do anything like that. They were still in the house.
Where are they? Where did they go?
I don't know, sir. I really don't know.
Your wife's not the type of person to vanish.
I know she's not.
She had 10 things on her schedule that meant she was going to be there the next day, that day, the day after that, with friends, with a doctor. Okay? She didn't leave because she wanted to.
Okay.
So what happened?
I didn't do anything to her or the kids.
Was it an accident?
I didn't do anything.
Was it an accident?
There was no accident. I don't know if there was an accident in the house. I wasn't there for it.
It's a big deal if it's an accident, because we can work with that, Chris.
No.
And I think that's maybe what happened.
I did not cause an accident. I didn't do anything to my wife and kids.
Was it a misunderstanding?
There's no misunderstanding. We had that talk. There was a misunderstanding where I didn't tell her about the affair.
Okay.
I didn't. That was the misunderstanding.
Like, miscommunication, misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Good.
But I probably should have told her right then, honestly. I mean, everything was out on the table anyway.
Right.
I should have just told her right then. But I didn't, because I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
What was your plan? What were you going to do? I mean, how was the separation going to work?
Once we got separated, I get my own place, and then 50-50 split with the kids. I was hoping.
Mm-hmm. What about Nikki?
Take it slow and just see if anything develops when I'm, having my own place.
Okay.
I just find it hard to hear you talk about just having this emotional, conversation with Shanann, and you're bawling and crying together, and you have not shed one tear in 2 days that you've been here. Not one. And help me understand that, because I don't get it. These are your baby girls, and you have not shed one tear over them not being around. Chris, I lose my 4-year-old in the store for 10 seconds, and I start to go panic. I have not seen any of that from you at all. Help me understand that.
I love those girls. I would never do anything just because I haven't shed a tear.
No, that's weird. Is that weird?
Don't look into that like I don't love my kids.
Tell
I love
me,
my wife.
explain to me. You're crying with your wife that you're leaving her.
Yeah.
But you don't cry that your 2 little baby girls.
I'm hoping they're still around somewhere. I'm hoping they're still somewhere.
Yeah, but you don't have them right now. You're not reading stories to them at night.
I know.
You're not giving them midnight snacks. You're not giving them their medicine. You're not waking up with them in the morning.
I know this.
So that should cause you pain.
It does cause me pain.
But I don't see that. I don't see that. I want to see the Chris that cares. I want to see the Chris that, feels bad about what he did and wants to, get this off his chest and be done with this. And let us find your little girls so that they're not out there in the middle of a field or whatever somewhere. Like, don't do that.
I love those girls to death.
Then show us that. Show us that. Show us this Chris, not this Chris.
I'm not showing you that. I'm showing you the Chris that cares about his girls and his wife. Just because I haven't shed a tear, it shouldn't make you feel like that the love isn't there for them.
It's weird. It doesn't make sense.
I understand that.
You have to.
I totally see where you're coming from. Trust, there's nothing. Just because
Chris, people can be pushed to the point where they do something that they regret. It happens every single day.
I know.
But part of what makes you a man is the guy that goes really fucked up, but this is what I did, and I'm going to pay for what I did. And I'm going to tell you what I did, and I'm going to be honest about it.
Chris, we can keep talking to you once we find these girls, okay? So once we find these girls and your wife, right, no matter how we find them, no matter what condition they're in, we can keep talking to you, and you can tell us, guys, it's not as bad as it looks. And you can say, let me tell you what happened. I was never comfortable with you, Graham, or with you, Tam. No, I wasn't comfortable yet, but now that everything's known, now that these girls are found and Shanann's found, however they're found, it's okay. We can keep talking.
Chris, did Shanann do something to them?
No, I don't know.
I'm serious.
I have no clue.
No, you would have known. They didn't leave the house. Did Shanann do something to them, and then did you feel like you had to do something to Shanann?
They were at the house when I left. They were there.
They weren't there. They didn't leave. They vanished.
They were there.
The only way they could have left is in your truck.
There's no way, because, I didn't just throw them in my truck.
You know your truck has GPS,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Because you even told your boss,
Yeah.
hey, I'm going to separation, or maybe staying at a friend's house, whatever. You know that thing pings every 10 seconds?
Yep.
So we will know
You can't turn
exactly
it off.
I know.
where you went.
And your company's giving that to us.
I know.
Okay. Are we not asking the right questions, Chris?
You're asking all the questions.
What are we not asking you right? What are we doing wrong?
You're not doing anything wrong.
Did Shanann do something?
I don't think she did anything to these kids. We both love them with all our hearts. There's no way.
It could have been an accident. Something happened in the house that you know about. You failed the polygraph test, Chris. This is not about, did you leave and your wife vanished and you didn't know anything about it. That was not what you were asked, okay?
Okay.
We know that something happened to all 3 of them. But I want to know, did something happen to these baby girls first that you had to take into your own hands and deal with?
You had to clean it up for Shanann.
Chris, you got to tell us. There's something that happened to these baby girls. Look at them.
I know. Before you came in, I was watching videos.
We have no doubt you love these girls with all of your heart. I have no doubt. But we make mistakes.
And that's okay.
It's what we do with those mistakes that make us who we are.
Chris, it seems like you're thinking about it right now. What are you thinking about?
She couldn't have.
I feel like you cleaned up for her. I feel like that's the type of guy that you are. Which one of these has the breathing thing?
Well, they both have inhalers, but she has the EOE, encephalitis esophagitis.
She have problems breathing?
And only with her allergies and whatnot, like if she had anything, but she's on with the endoscopies and everything and the surgeries I told you about.
Do you think she had trouble breathing that night and Shanann freaked out and didn't want to live without her baby girl?
So.
Did you hear about the homicide that happened in Aurora? The guy beat that family to death with a ball-peen hammer.
Mm-hmm.
The only person that survived was a 3-year-old sibling, and that sibling grew up to be a total mess. No family, no mom and dad, no brother or sister, just her by herself. She says, I wish I would have died with them. And there are times that people freak out. I've seen it. I mean, I've been in law enforcement for almost 20 years. I've seen it. Parents freak out and they're like, oh my God, like, I can't have my baby girls live without each other. They're best friends. They're like twins. They're, you know, they wake each other up in the morning. And I understand that. We had a mom in Castle Rock that suffocated both her baby girls. She's like, my husband was going to take them. And she's like, I just couldn't handle. I thought I was doing right by them. I thought I was saving them pain. And I get it.
Why? How's she saving them pain?
Because she didn't want them to have to live without their mom.
Chris, this is a weight that's going to be on you for the rest of your life until we resolve it tonight. Unless we can talk about this more tonight, it's going to follow you forever. I promise you, when you start talking to us, you will feel better. I know you already feel better about getting the Nikki off your chest.
Please don't, like, involve her in the news or anything like that. She can't do that.
You got to help me.
I don't know.
Chris, we're giving you a lifeline right now. You need to take it. You need to reach out and take it.
Did they look like this the last night you were with them?
She had that dress on the 8th or 9th. It wasn't in this, but she had that dress on. 'Cause I remember I had 2 buttons on the back. I'd take them off so I'd get her pajamas on that night.
Did you guys make sure that they were warm when they left the house?
Make sure they were warm. They're always warm. They always have, when they're in their beds, they're always warm.
Were you guys taking care of them at the very end?
They're always taken care of. They never miss a meal.
Chris, you took them out of the house with their blankets and their animals. Like, that's because you cared. That's what a caring dad does.
I mean, I'm always caring for these kids. There's nothing in this for my life.
I believe that. And I believe someone made a mistake, whether it was you or Shanann. And you either cleaned up after Shanann or you made the mistake. And I mean, I want to believe that maybe Shanann did it and you felt compelled to fix this so Shanann didn't look bad. That's what I want to believe. But I don't know. You're not telling me that, so it makes me think the worst. Like, did you do that to all 3 of them?
I did not do anything to these kids. Not do anything.
What did Shanann do to them? Tell us, Chris. Chicks are crazy.
Can I talk to my dad or something?
Absolutely.
Come.
Do you want to bring him in here?
No, I just need to talk to my dad.
Okay.
He flew across the country.
Hey, Chris, how about that? If we brought your dad in here, would you please tell him what happened?
Can I just go talk to him? I've been in here for like 5 or 6 hours and I'm like...
Absolutely. Chris, I mean, man, it's not going to fail him. He deserves an answer.
It's your best friend.
There's only one person you wanted here most, and it's your dad.
Good.
What would you tell him?
I love him, and I just want him to be by my side.
Okay. He knows more than we do that you're a good man. And he knows as much as you want to protect your wife, shouldn't I? I think he would tell you to do the right. Before we get him.
Can I go out there and talk to him?
Well, I don't know that you want to do it out there because there's a lot of people going through the halls. Should we bring him in here?
We'll step out. Okay.
Do you need a few minutes with him?
Okay.
Can we just ask a couple more questions? It seems like you're about to get it off your chest. Is there any way that you can help us understand more about Shanann and why maybe something happened so that we don't get a bad picture about her? And what I mean is, what happened that night with her?
So I think after I talked to her,
With the girls?
when we were having that conversation in bed there, when I talked to her about the separation and the house, and she asked me about the affair, and that's how that conversation went. God, she was distraught. She had mascara on her face, all that. I mean, it was emotional.
Well, how about this? If we bring in your dad, promise me that you'll talk to him. Will you promise me that you'll tell him everything? Would it be easier if you told him and he told us? I don't know if that's going to be easier or not. I tend to think it's not. I think you're the type of guy that needs to take responsibility because you always have taken responsibility. You've always made the right choice. So I guess I'm just worried that if we bring your dad in here, that could distract you. What do you think?
Distract me from talking to you?
Yeah.
I just need to talk to him.
Okay. All right. I know you'll do the right thing. I do. I don't know how long it's going to take. I think that you need to think a little bit more about that. Okay.
And you need to realize that your dad is not going to stop loving you no matter what you tell him. You are his child, and he will not stop loving you.
Never.
Ever.
And this is not the last chapter in anyone's story at all. Okay. He's been here the whole time. You know, he didn't want to leave you. Have you ever seen sometimes when an animal's owner dies, they stick around forever? I think that's your dad. Poor guy didn't want to